Hello, good evening to day 30 of The Woman Called You Do Over January. It's been, we've been on this journey of 31 days to declutter and deconstruct the mind to gain clarity. And today is day 30, with tomorrow being day 31. And that's going to be the last day for this series in this first quarter of 2022. For day 30, we're saying embrace your life with a clear mind, part 2. And we started part 1 yesterday. And we had a couple of things we said you'll begin to experience when you choose to embrace your life with a clear mind. A clear mind being that now you have attained clarity of your mind, not in the best way possible for you, because like I've been saying, there's no way you can just do it in 31 days. It's a journey, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you just do it a day at a time, given all the techniques we've been able to put at your disposal this last couple of weeks. So before I move on, like I always do, I just quickly like to just give us a little heads up of what The Woman Called You is all about. We're just simply a platform of women who are committed to inspiring change through their personal growth. And like I always say, you can't give what you don't have. And that's just the premise on which this whole platform is built on. So before we go into day 30, embrace your life with a clear mind, I'm not going to spend so much time doing this because we would have enough time, hopefully, to do a quick recap tomorrow. And that's the last day. I don't know if anybody has come across this. It's like a plaque, it's a poster. Most times people do it into a plaque. It's actually not credited to anybody. So it's one of those things they say anon, but I'm sure somebody first conceptualized what I'm going to share now. And there's something that says doctors don't make you healthy, teachers don't make you learn, trainers don't make you fit, coaches don't make you rich. At some point, you have to realize that your growth is your own responsibility. And that's all we have been saying this last couple of weeks. So, quick one, I'll just go into. I hope you've been able to watch day 29 so you'd understand why I'm just going right into it. So, today we'll begin to examine, or continue to examine rather, some things that you will begin to experience when you embrace your life with a clear mind. Number one today is a woman out there, you'll see that you'll begin to make your decisions consciously. You know, as against when you probably were experiencing a cluttered mind and all of that, where you put the responsibility, or you give the responsibility of decision making to someone else. It might be your spouse, your significant other, anybody in your life, because most people, they run away from taking decisions. probably because they do not have a clue about how they think their life, should be organized. But hopefully, when you've been able to gain clarity, it'd be easier for you to come to that place where you know that you will make these decisions. I mean, whether or not they are as you should, as in they're not exactly what you should be doing at that point in time. No matter what it is, you realize that you are independent. You are able to take this decision, make or break decisions. You're able to take them. I'm not making light of the fact that you might need to consult someone else, but you're able to act on your feet. And it's as simple as that, really. You find yourself in a situation where you're not afraid to speak up. You can actually say no, reject offers that are not, should I say, productive to you, because most people who do not have mental strength, they just pick the easy way out. Someone just says this is what you should be doing, and because you see someone else doing it, it's easy. It's much easier for you to just go down that route. So I believe very strongly that once you get to a point where your mental game is good, it's sharp, you are just, I mean, at the snap of a finger, you can just take that step, make that decision. You'll see that it's become easier for you to make and take decisions. And remember, like what I just shared before I just went straight into this, you have the responsibility for your life. So won't it be quite exhilarating and at best liberating when you can take those decisions that you otherwise would have had cold feet, you know, to take in the past. Another thing you would most likely encounter when you choose, to embrace your life with a clear mind, it's you don't have to make too much noise, really. You'll see that because all your decisions, the things you need to do, they're well thought out. Remember when I was talking about skill set, I was talking about passion statements. I said when you make up your mind about doing something, you will not just go with the flow as most people would do. You make sure it's well thought out, well researched, and all of that. So when you start applying yourself to those things, your results will speak for you. Like I've said right from the beginning, it's not being Machiavellian. It's not saying, oh, the end justifies the means. You do it anyhow because no, you get a result and you think you can now brag about your results. No, when you're able to cross your T's, dot your I's, and you do it the way you should do it, Remember when I talked about intrinsic motivation, when I said what motivates you? Imagine you're doing something because you're really motivated, you're passionate about it. You'll find yourself not boasting about your achievements or your accomplishments, because you know that of what good is it boasting when people can see the results for themselves? That's why you see these days, you see most people hiding behind titles, their degrees, their accomplishments. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I talked about people who feel validated when people just throw accolades their way and all of that. You wouldn't necessarily feel that way. You there's nothing wrong in being proud of what you are able to achieve in life, but you're not going to let your accomplishments make you feel as if you're superior to anyone else. You'll still be a home girl, you'll still be down to earth. You just let your work speak for you. People are able to say, this is wonderful. They don't need to say, oh, she's wonderful, she's this, she's that. It's what you do, you'll be comfortable with that. You don't need people to throw accolades your way for you to feel validated. You just let your work speak. It's just like when you see an excellent surgeon. It's not, oh, he's a surgeon, that speaks for him. It's the outcome of the surgery procedures that he does. It's just like, oh, she's a nice hairdresser, she's a celebrity hairdresser. It is the kind of hairstyles you do that will speak for you. It's not by announcing yourself. Most of us, we announce ourselves, and that's why they say empty vessels make the most noise. When you go inside, there's no substance. And when you're a woman who has, embraced her life with this clear mind, if you're a shoemaker or a cobbler, You make sure the quality of what you do is what speaks for you. You are a fashion designer. The quality of the clothes you turn out will be what speaks for you. Not that every time people are dragging you on social media because you know this thing they say what I ordered versus what I got. You're a stylist. The quality of styling you do is what will speak for you. You know? So finally, because like I said, today's going to be a short one. Today's the 30th day. We still have quite a lot to cover. And I hope you know that at the end of this 31 days, it doesn't mean that, oh, we're not going to be discussing these issues again. Because one thing we do in the woman culture is we can take on certain topics and just, go through them, flesh them out and all of that. So one of the other things you would see happening to you when you choose to embrace your life with a clear mind is you will see that, man, you're not going to hold yourself back anymore. And if you agree with me, there's some of us that have this tendency to just hesitate when things get difficult. When it comes to decision making, when it comes to, they'll say, putting your money where your mouth is and all of that. But you see, when you have chosen that, you'll be present, because that's the key thing about mental clarity. It's not just your body that is here. Everything, all your members are here, totally. Everything about you is here. I mean, like I've said this last couple of weeks, it's important to analyze situations. Yes, it's good to be analytic. It's good to rationalize and all of that, before you take any decisions. But guess what? When you jump in with everything. When you're passionate, you will go in, you will not hold back, you won't be fearful. When you're talking about not holding yourself back, because you have attained this degree of mental clarity, you've chosen, to remove every doubt that you might have about your ability. It's having that can-do spirit. You know why? Not having the can-do spirit because you just think out of the blues it will happen for you, but you're having this can-do spirit because you trust in your ability, you trust in your skill set, you trust in your experience. You are confident. Like I said, being confident, having mental clarity, having mental strength, it's not about being cocky. It's not about being tough. It's just knowing that you have the capacity to weather any storm. Remember, I talked about emotional intelligence a couple of times during this journey. It's like when we say, whatever comes my way. One thing I know, and I'm sure it's probably resonating with a woman out there, when sometimes you get to a point where you realize that I've made it this far, I can't go back. So that's the thing about journeying into the state of mental clarity. If you've done and come this way, why would you go back to that part of your life that caused you pain? I'm not just talking about things that are tangible. I'm talking about your mindset, that cluttered mind, that thing that had 1,001 things in your mind, that thing that had no structure. Some of us begin on this journey of decluttering with mindsets that are not structured at all, with mindsets that are fixed, mindsets that are counterproductive, mindsets that are self-deprecating, self-destructive. But I tell you, when you choose to go on with this journey and you get to a point, you know how they say, I've come too far to want to go back. That is what I honestly pray a woman will get out of this journey that we have embarked on. So tomorrow will be the 31st day, is the 31st day, the last day. And I'm hoping that when we draw the curtains on this one, a woman will be well on her way, to getting to that point where she can embrace all that life has to offer. God bless you. Good night.